Let me ask you a question. What would you regret more at age 80? Trying something bold and failing, or never trying at all? See, most people never ask themselves that question. They chase safety. They cling to comfort. They follow the predictable path, because that's what everyone else is doing. But here's the truth. Safety can be the most dangerous decision you ever make. Years ago, I was working at a financial firm in New York City, surrounded by brilliant people. Great boss, amazing salary. On paper, it was perfect. But inside me, there was this itch I couldn't ignore. An idea about selling books on the internet. Remember, this was the 90s. The internet wasn't what it is today. Most people didn't even trust it. And here I was thinking, yeah, people will type their credit card numbers into a computer and buy books. Sounds crazy, right? So I told my boss about it. We went for a long walk through Central Park. After listening carefully, he said, "Jeff, that's a really good idea, but it would be an even better idea for someone who didn't already have a good job." That advice made sense, logical, safe, but safe wasn't my calling. And before I dive into the lessons here, I want you to do yourself a favor. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what I'm about to share are not just stories, they're principles that could completely change how you see your future, how you make decisions, and how you define success. Trust me, you'll want to hear them all. Hey, if you're into real down-to-earth money talks and mindset shifts that actually teach you something, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Point 1. The turning point. Here's something I realized. You can have a job, you can have a career, or you can have a calling. And if you're lucky enough or brave enough to find your calling, you've hit the jackpot. So I quit, packed my car, drove across the country with my wife, set up a desk in a garage and started Amazon. People laughed at me. They said, "Jeff, nobody's going to buy books online. This is a garage project, not a business." And honestly, sometimes I laughed too, because I knew the odds. But I also knew this: when I turned 80, I wouldn't regret failing. I would regret not trying. That was my test. I call it the regret minimization framework. When you're 80 years old looking back on your life, what will you regret more? The risk or the regret of never risking at all? Point 2. The lesson about gifts and choices. Here's another thing I've learned. You can't be proud of your gifts. Think about it. Maybe you're tall. Maybe you're naturally good at math. Maybe you're a gifted speaker. Those are gifts. You didn't earn them. You were born with them. But you can be proud of your choices. You can choose to study harder than anyone else. You can choose to build when others are tearing down. You can choose to work on something meaningful, even when it's not popular. Your gifts are the cards life deals you. Your choices are how you play them. So ask yourself, what choices are you making today that your 80-year-old self will thank you for? Point 3. Early curiosity story. When I was a kid, I was always inventing things in the garage. I built a solar cooker out of an umbrella and aluminum foil. It barely worked, but it sparked imagination. I made alarms to trap my siblings. I built random contraptions just to see if I could. That same curiosity drove Amazon. We weren't just building a bookstore. We were building tools, systems, and services that empowered other people to create and innovate. Every time you empower someone else, you're onto something extraordinary. If you're getting value from this message and you want me to continue, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. I drop messages like this every day to build your mindset and finances. Thank you. Let's continue. Point 4. Philosophy on progress. There's a military phrase I love. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Amazon didn't succeed overnight. We didn't wake up billionaires. It was slow, steady, deliberate progress. Mistake after mistake, lesson after lesson. And here's the funny thing. When you move deliberately, consistently, and relentlessly, over time it looks like you exploded overnight. But in reality, it's thousands of small, smart choices compounding. Now let me turn the camera on you. Will you let inertia be your guide? Or will you chase your passion? Will you cling to dogma? Or will you think originally? Will you play it safe, or will you choose a life of adventure and service? When critics laugh, will you give up, or will you keep going? When you fall in love, will you protect your heart, or leap with courage? When you fail, will you hide, or will you stand up and keep building? And the biggest question of all, will you live safely, or will you live boldly? Point 5. The opportunity today. I'll tell you this, there has never been a better time to be alive than right now. Look around. The opportunities are staggering. The tools we have, the information, the ability to reach people, to build, to create, it's insane. If Newton, Galileo, or Mark Twain could choose any era to live in, they would choose today. Why? Because right now is the era of possibility. But here's the catch. Tools alone don't define your story. Your choices do. So here's my challenge to you. Don't live small. Don't live safe. Don't just be proud of the gifts you were born with. Be proud of the choices you make, the risks you take, the people you serve, the adventures you embrace. Because when you're 80 years old, sitting in your rocking chair looking back on your life, you won't care about the failures. You'll care about whether you dared to live. So I'll leave you with one question. What's the bold choice you're going to make today? If this video brought you value or stirred something in you, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Videos like this take weeks of research, writing, and care to create. Don't just watch and go away. Drop your thoughts in the comments section. I'd love to hear what stuck with you the most.